All right, let's talk about something that you've probably never even thought of as a financial risk, and that is the idea of a normal life. We're going to break down how this path, the one that looks so safe, can actually be the biggest trap of all.
You know, we spend so much of our time worrying about making a huge financial blunder, right? Like a terrible investment or getting buried in debt. But I want you to consider a totally different kind of risk. What if the real danger isn't one big bad decision, but just doing what everyone else is doing? And you know exactly the life I'm talking about. It looks like this. You get a steady job, a nice enough apartment, a car that actually starts every morning, you take a vacation once in a while. I mean, nothing sounds crazy here. It's the picture of responsibility. But that comfort, that's where the real cost is hiding. Okay, let's make this real. Let's put a number on it. Imagine you're a young professional, and after taxes, you're taking home about $4,200 a month. Now, that's not a fortune, but it's a good, solid income. That's the kind of money that should make you feel like you're actually getting somewhere. But are you?
Well, just watch how fast that solid income disappears. You start mapping out all the normal stuff: rent, a car payment, insurance, groceries, utilities, and boom, just like that, it's pretty much all spoken for. And that $900 left over, that isn't just for fun, that's for everything else. That's what you have to build your entire future on.
And here's the sneakiest part of it all. If you look at this on a spreadsheet, it all looks fine. You're paying your bills, you're not racking up crazy debt, there are no alarm bells going off. To everyone on the outside, and even to yourself, it feels like you're doing everything exactly right.
And that's the trap. See, this normal lifestyle, it doesn't slam you all at once. It's more like a slow, steady drain. It's a quiet consumption machine that's designed to just expand and soak up pretty much everything you bring in. Think about how this actually plays out in real life. You get a raise at work. Awesome. So what happens? Well, a slightly nicer apartment is just a couple $100 more. A newer car, a few extra subscriptions. Each one of those upgrades feels so small, so justified. But what's the end result? Your actual financial situation hasn't really improved. You're just running on a more expensive hamster wheel.
Let's just look at the raw math, because this is where it really hits you. Saver A puts away what feels like a normal amount, maybe $300 a month. But Saver B decides to be more intentional and saves $1,000. Over 10 years, that's an $84,000 difference. And that's before we even start talking about investing. That gap, that is the true price of all those little normal upgrades.
And here's the key takeaway, the thing I really want you to get. Building real wealth isn't just about how much money you make. It's about how much of that normal life you choose to upgrade. The real power is in controlling that gap between what you earn and what you spend, especially right after you get a raise. So, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the math is so simple, why do so many smart people just like you, fall into this exact pattern? It's not because we're bad with money. Nope. It's something way more powerful than that.
It's because normal isn't a standard we set for ourselves. It's a standard that's set for us. You see your friends buying their first homes, your colleagues leasing new cars, and your social media feed is just a constant fire hose of what a good life is supposed to look like. And this is the feeling that makes it all seem okay. It doesn't actually feel like you're overspending. It feels like you're just keeping up. You feel like you're hitting the baseline for someone your age, with your job. You're not trying to be extravagant, you're just trying not to fall behind.
And the thing is, this is a really slow burn. You know, in your late 20s, it feels like you have all the time in the world. But those normal spending habits you set then, they tend to get locked in for a long, long time. And before you know it, you blink, and a decade has just vanished. And you're left wondering why you haven't made the progress you thought you would.
So, what's the way out? It's not about being an extreme minimalist and living in a tiny house, unless that's your thing. It's about becoming what I call financially thoughtful. It's purely a mindset shift. It just means you pause, you question the default path, and you truly get that every single normal choice has a long-term cost, not just in money, but in your future freedom and flexibility.
Okay, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. You have to change the basic question you ask yourself. I want you to stop asking, is this a normal thing for someone like me to buy? Instead, I want you to start asking, does this choice build more options for my future, or does it take them away? Does buying this give me more freedom, or does it just lock me into another payment? I promise you, that one simple shift in how you think changes absolutely everything. The second you start filtering your choices through that lens of, does this build options? That's the moment you stop being a passenger and you become the architect of your own future.
So let's recap the real danger of normal. It's so tempting because it feels safe. It doesn't force you to think for yourself, you just follow the script. But when you do that, you end up aligning your spending with what everyone else expects of you, not with what you actually want for yourself. And let me be really clear. The goal here is not to live a life of painful sacrifice. It's not about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's just about being aware. It's about making conscious, intentional choices based on what you really value, instead of just sleepwalking down a path someone else paved for you.
I'll leave you with this final thought. Your financial future probably won't be ruined by one massive mistake. It'll be shaped by thousands of small, reasonable, normal decisions that you never, ever stop to question. So, the real question I have for you is, what's the first normal thing you're going to question today?